Joining me now here in studio for more on Boston is Democratic Congressman Adam Schiff, member of the House Intelligence Committee. Representative Schiff, always good to see you. Thanks for joining me here. You just heard your colleague Mike Rogers say that he expects more arrests are forthcoming. Why is that, and do you agree with him?
I'm not sure that I do. It's certainly possible. There's a lot left to this investigation. It really is just getting started. In particular, we want to know, really need to know what happened when he was in Dagestan. But to say at this point there'll be more arrests, I think maybe jumping the gun a bit. There are persons of interest. We want to know how the brothers were radicalized. Were there people in the United States that helped with that process? Was it done mostly online? It certainly appears that much of it was online. How much of that radicalization took place in Dagestan? But I don't know that we can conclude from this that there are going to be more arrests.
Okay. There are some reports out there that I want to stress NBC News has yet to confirm, but they suggest that Russian intelligence wiretapped conversations between the Tsarnaev's mother and Tamerlan in which they discussed jihad. Can you tell me if those tapes exist, and if so, who is speaking on them and what is being heard?
Well, I think it's been disclosed that there was a wire intercept that was the basis of why the Russians provided this lead to us. We don't have much more than that, and my guess is that the Russians do. If they were eavesdropping on the mother, or they were eavesdropping on some other suspect that the mother was in contact with, there had to be a reason why they went up on those people. They don't choose them at random. So the question is, why were they listening to her conversations, or why were they listening to the person she was speaking with? We haven't gotten that information from the Russians that I know of. So I think there's more to this than they've been willing to share so far.
Okay, so the whys they were listening, we don't know yet. But do you know whether the FBI has listened to those tapes yet?
I don't know that they've listened to them. I do understand that they have at least shared that the basis of their suspicion was an intercepted phone call. You know, my guess is that the Russians, like our own intelligence agencies, are very protective of their sources and methods. They're only going to disclose so much. Plus, if they were to disclose more, if they were to disclose more of the basis of their suspicion, then people will rightfully ask, why weren't they more forthcoming? Could the Russians really have prevented what happened here?
We also know that Russian intelligence told the CIA that both Tamerlan and his mother were showing some signs of radicalization. Do you know anything that involves the mother, and that has she been involved in any way?
Well, I think all that we know at this point was that she was certainly part of the Russian suspicion. I don't know that we have any independent evidence that the mother was a radicalizing influence, or that the mother was involved in the plot. That is certainly something we're trying to find out, and that, I think, is one of the key remaining parts of the investigation.
What do you think about your colleague Peter King, who said that he believes the Boston bombing was an absolute intelligence failure? Do you agree with that?
You know, I don't. And I think there's a temptation to say that whenever something bad happens, that someone must have failed. Otherwise, how could it happen? The reality is we live in a big, open society. And if we were intent on trying to prevent any violence, we would have to be in such a surveilled police state. None of us would find that tolerable. We may find ultimately the more disturbing conclusion at the end of the day is no one failed here, but still something awful happened, and we have to accept a certain amount of that if we want to be in a free society.
I've said often in the wake of this and other terrorist attempts that, and this is not an excuse, it's merely an explanation, you know, the police, our intelligence community has to be 100% of the time right, and a terrorist or someone willing to do us harm one time.
Well, that's exactly right, but you know, I would add to that, we can do everything 100% right, and we're still vulnerable.
Yeah. I want to look at these Gallup poll numbers. They were released after they conducted a poll from the following of the Boston bombing. It finds that 51% of Americans believe that a terrorist attack in the U.S. could be imminent, and not the kind that we saw from what we believe at this point. You can categorize them as homegrown terrorists to some degree, but something larger, imminent from across the seas. Can you say something to your constituents or the nation listening that, you know, relieves them of that concern?
Well, I think the good news on the terrorism front is that since 9/11, we have dramatically improved the exchange of information among our agencies. We have seriously degraded the core of al-Qaeda and made it much more difficult for them to perpetrate the kind of vast attack they did on 9/11. And that's why we haven't seen that since 9/11. Instead, we're seeing this proliferation of more one-off, smaller attacks that still can be devastating, as Boston was. And of course, we've seen multiple efforts to bring down airliners, which would be devastating. But to have the kind of really massive coordinated attack on 9/11, we have so degraded al-Qaeda that, while it's still possible, I think it's very unlikely.
Bottom line, though, you're comfortable with how the FBI handled things prior to the attack?
Yes, I am, but I'm not ready to state a final conclusion on that. We are still very early, and it may be, and I've asked the FBI to go back and see, based on what we knew at the time, based on what was online at the time, did they miss things they should have seen? The fact that they went out and looked and didn't find anything doesn't mean that there wasn't something there to be found. So we need to be self-critical here, but we don't want to leap to the conclusion that somehow someone dropped the ball.
Okay, Representative Adam Schiff, thanks for coming in on a Sunday.
Great to see you.